What is going on, everybody? My name is Dana Silvestri, and what I really do is I help two types of people, aspiring entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs, overcome the mindset blocks, the fears, the act of actually taking action, everything else that is within us that is holding us back from taking those steps that we already know how to do. So we have all this information, we already know how to do it. For some reason, we're not doing it to get the result we want to get. So I help those entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs to start a business, grow a business, overcome those mindset blocks so that they can hit their financial goals and they can also hit the dreams and they can accomplish their dreams that they want to in their life. And so I have my own business consulting company in regards to that. And also I focus a lot on mindset. So I want to give you just a quick glimpse into some of the material and the content that I'm coaching people on so that you can get a taste of it and you can apply it to your life and business as well. And then also affiliated with Bob Proctor, one of the legends in the personal development industry, and Proctor Gallagher Institute. So here's a quick lesson that I want to show you, and it might just be the most powerful concept that you have ever learned in your entire life. That's what Bob Proctor said. This is definitely one of the top concepts that has really helped me, and I'm going to tell you why. So a lot of people are trying to focus on mindset and teach mindset, and the thing is, this right here, I'm going to describe it to you. So we don't have a picture of the mind. What is the mind? Think about that for a second. And I'm just going to pause for the people that are on here. So what is the mind? Think of your mind. See, when most people think of their mind, they're inclined to think of the brain. But the brain is not the mind. The brain is the mind in action, correct? But the mind is everywhere. So think about it this way. If you think of a cup of coffee that you have in the morning, think about that. What kind of coffee do you have in the morning? Is it black? Is there cream in it? What kind of coffee cup do you use? Your favorite mug? Think about that. Think about sipping that coffee. You can tie a picture to that, and that brings order to it instead of disorder. Another example is think of the car that you drive. What color is the car that you drive? How many doors does it have? What's the interior look like? How fast does it go? Everything like this. You can tie a picture to that image, and it brings order to it. So the big issue here is that we as humans, we think in pictures and we don't have a picture of the mind. So there's disorder when we think of the mind. And so many people, it's 95% mindset and 5% strategy. So many people are focused on the mindset aspect, but they don't have a picture of that mind. So how can you have order? It causes confusion, frustration, and a lack of results. So this right here, I'm going to bring order to your minds. So I need you to sit back, relax, take out a pen and paper if you can, and really pay attention. This is a life-changing concept right here, okay? And it all started when you think about that, we think in pictures, and that's how it works. Okay, so we understand that now, and we understand that our brain cannot tell the difference between what's real and imagined, and also our brain can't tell the difference between an emotion that we're experiencing now and one that we experienced in the past. What do I mean by that? Whether you're an entrepreneur or you work for someone, it doesn't matter. But think about this. Think about maybe it's an argument you had with your boss or maybe a girlfriend or your significant other. Think about that. Think about a very strong argument that you had that you were very bothered by in a negative way. Okay? Think about that for 1 second. Okay? So your body does not know that's in the past. So when you think of that memory, that's one of our mental faculties, memory. When you think of that memory, it brings it back up within us so that chemically and in our physiology, the way that we use our body and our systems in our body, we experience what it would feel like to be having that argument again right now. So how powerful is that? Super powerful, because if we can do that with negative things, we can do that with positive things and memories, right? So anyways, back to this. So there was a Dr. Thurman Fleet was living in San Antonio, Texas, and developed a picture of the mind in 1934. And what we do is we call this the Stickperson. I'm going to show you what this is. So the Stickperson, and this is it right here. So pay attention. You can see this, right? So let me double check that you can see that. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. All right, so the Stickperson, Dr. Thurman Fleet developed because he said in the holistic arts that we're treating symptoms. So we're putting a Band-Aid on it, but we're not treating the core. So he said to treat the core, we need a picture, and this is the picture. And that's the truth to it, as you know. That's what I got for you. All right, and they said, let this whole thing represent the mind up top. So this is the mind up top, and then down here is the body, okay? So we'll put a B for body, and then, this is the mind up here, but the mind is split into two aspects. So bear with me right now. We're tying a picture to this. It's very simple. It's not complicated. It's fun, okay? So up top, we have the conscious mind. I put this C, conscious mind. And down here, we have the subconscious. So you have the conscious mind, the subconscious mind in the body, okay? That's you. That's every human that you ever come across. That's your friends. That's your family. That's any human that will ever be in existence, okay? And the thing about humans is that we have the same nature but different behaviors, and we are not our behaviors. We've been conditioned by our environment and our genes, okay? So bear with me here. So that's the Stickperson. That's the concept I want to show you. And up top, the conscious mind is the educated mind. It's the thinking mind. It's where we get ideas from and we think about certain things. And if we go read a book and we gather information, all that information is coming into our conscious mind, right? And then down here is the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the emotional mind. Okay, so that's where all our emotions are. That's where everything's stored. That's where our habits are. That's where our beliefs are. And the subconscious mind is also known as a paradigm. And a paradigm is a set of unconscious beliefs and habits that have been conditioned into us. It's a habitual way of thinking. And the paradigm controls around 95% of our behaviors, actions, and failings and emotions. Okay, so our failings are really sensations, and our emotions are the names that we tie to those emotions. So our feelings are sensations. The emotions are the name we give to those sensations. So you got 95%. So majority up here, the conscious mind is 5%. I'm going really slow because I'm giving you a lot of information. So up here, conscious mind, thinking mind, educated mind, 5%. And then down here is 95%, the subconscious mind, the paradigm, the emotional mind, okay? So 95% is what we want to concentrate on. But the thing is, we've been conditioned by our environment and by our genes to act a certain way. And basically people don't think. What do I mean by that? If you would watch the way people act, the way people talk, the actions they take, you would come to the conclusion, even with ourselves, okay, that we're not thinking. And when we're not thinking, we go automatically into that subconscious mind, and we feed from that 95%. And think about it. So we have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. How many of these thoughts are going unchecked and just running through that conditioning? And that's where our results come from, because really our results are doing this. So conscious mind, we get some information, comes down to our subconscious, we impress it upon the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind controls the body. It's essentially the same thing. And there's mind everywhere, and there's multiple parts of the mind, but we're breaking it down very simple here so we can tie a picture. And then our body controls the behaviors and actions that we take that get the results in our life. Okay, so we need to change this 95%, that core, so that we can change the results down here. So you with me here? Okay, so we need to change the 95% so that we can change the results down here in our business, whether that's more income in our business, whether that's taking that risk, whether that's overcoming fear, whether that's having a better relationship, whether that's improving our health. Any of these, it all comes down to mindset blocks that are stored unconsciously in our subconscious mind, where our paradigm is laid. So we need to change that core. Okay, does it all make sense? So we're gonna go a little bit deeper here. So we have 5 senses, obviously, right? So erase this a little bit so it controls our results. And our 5 senses is we can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. So our 5 senses: see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. Our 5 senses are linked up to our conscious mind. So that's where we gather information from. Example of this is we have 5 senses. We focus on things, we gather information, and that's what creates the experience that we're having. That's what creates our personal reality, creates our personality. And that's those senses is where we take information in. They're like highways, 6-lane highway coming into our brain. So we want to control what information is coming into here. Because what happens is a lot of people, they run around in their life, right? And when they go around their life, they realize that they're letting in any information. So if you're letting information from the news, your family, your friends, stuff you see on YouTube, negative stuff, not reading the right books, it's going to sneak by your conscious mind, because your conscious mind has the ability to accept or reject if you're aware of it. But if you're not aware, it will accept the information, and your subconscious mind must accept. So when that information comes in, say you're watching something negative, a negative story on the news about people dying and all that, you accept into your conscious mind, and then you start to impress that upon your subconscious mind. Then your body, your feeling is really conscious awareness of the vibration you're in, the state of being that you're in. You're aware of it. You go, oh my gosh, I don't feel good. I'm depressed now, or I'm anxious. I'm going to sit on the couch all day. I'm not going to take action on my goals. And then you're not going to get the results that you want to get in your life. So we have all this information coming into our 5 senses. Okay. So we got to be very careful what information we accept. And what we accept is impressed. And the job of the subconscious mind is to execute. It's the doing part of us. The conscious mind is the thinking, and the knowing and the thinking, the doing and the execution with the body to get the results. So that's what we're focused on here. So you see how important this image is. So we have the 5 senses. I'm gonna go take you a little step further. Okay, everybody understanding this right now? And then we have something really cool. We have 6 mental faculties: perception, will, imagination, intuition, memory, and reason. Again, it's perception, will, imagination, intuition, memory, and reason. What do these do? So these mental faculties is what separates us from an ordinary creature as humans, separates us from every other creature on the earth. And why is that? It's because every creature, a little squirrel, any animal that you see is perfect in their environment. They're present. Besides humans, we're disoriented in our environment. Why? Because we can create our environment with decision making, with the actions that we take, with our mental faculties to do something like this. And I'm just going to share one of them with you. So we have perception. I'm just going to put the abbreviation. Okay. Perception, will, imagination, intuition. Will, imagination, intuition, memory, and the last one is reason. So our perception is the way that we look at things. Our will is what we can hold something on hold something on the image of our mind with exclusion of all distractions. Our intuition is our ability to pick up things from people and the environment around us in regards to that. Our imagination will take us anywhere. It's a preview of life's coming attractions. So Albert Einstein said, super powerful, it's overlooked. Memory, it's the ability to look back into the past and turn things into wisdom, but if we use it the wrong way, it can prevent us and cause us to relive the past over and over again. And then reason is our ability to think. It's the highest capability as humans, of having a mind and a brain, is to think. And again, Earl Nightingale, one of Bob Proctor, my mentor, one of his mentors, said, if most people said what they were thinking, they'd be speechless. Okay, Ken McFarland said 2% of people think they think, 3% of people think. 2% of people think, 3% of people think they think, and 95% of people rather die than think. Okay, because they're running these unconscious, completely unconscious 95% of thoughts, emotions, which cause the actions in our life. So if we can get into that core, we can actually change that. If we can take the success habits that I teach, that Bob Proctor teaches, and implement that as part of the way of our being, as a part of our habit, then the outcome is whatever we want. And that's why you can technically, if you follow a process like this and you learn about this, you can apply it to yourself, get whatever you want in life, and then you can apply it to other people's lives and help them understand themselves. Because again, we all have the same nature and different behaviors, and we are not our behaviors. And people do the best with the resources they have. So this is a resource that you can use, and that's why I'm doing this right now. This is a mini little training, right? So let's focus on one of these right now. Let's do imagination. So one of our mental faculties, again, we have 6 of them. So imagination, like I said before, I gave you that quote by Albert Einstein. Imagination will take you everywhere. Logic will take you from point A to B. There's another one by Albert Einstein. So imagination is so powerful because what were we taught in school? Don't imagine that. Don't aim too high. Don't set big goals. Be realistic. That's all limiting beliefs. So our imagination is a preview of life's coming attraction because it can put us into the future mentally with thinking. That's another reason. So it can put us into the future so that we can grab onto potential in the realm of infinite potentials and possibility. What do you really want in your life or business? And you can hold that on your mind with your imagination every single day while being present, and then bring it back into the conscious mind, impress it upon the subconscious mind 95% over and over, so you can become more emotionally involved with that idea, and then put that onto the body eventually, and then your actions will change, and you'll find out that your actions, well, sorry, not your actions, your results caused by your actions, your result, one day you're going to wake up in a whole different world, and your reality is going to be a reflection around what you once held in your imagination. I know this because I lived this. Bob Proctor knows this because he lives this. So you can live this too. And you will wake up one day when you learn how to use these 6 mental faculties in that way. The issue is that most people are using their imagination the wrong way. So, I want to grow my business. I want to double my income. Oh, I can't do that. Like, oh, if I take this risk and I invest the money into myself, what if I lose my whole business? What if I lose my ability to afford my house, my rent, my cars, and everything like this? So you're hacking into that beautiful mental faculty of the imagination the wrong way to use it against yourself. So you got to be cautious that there is a law of polarity, positive and negative. It just is. And we have a power coming in that gives us the ability to think, and we can choose the positive or the negative. And the positive negatives will be reflected down here eventually in our results. Okay, so that is the base of this information. Okay, it's just the tip of the iceberg. So what I want to do is I want to invite you to either reach out to me or come to my Facebook group where I provide more content like this. I don't usually do this on my personal page like this, but I wanted to give you the opportunity to be exposed to this because this is a concept that really changed my life. It's caused billions of dollars in companies, and it's created millions of millionaires and entrepreneurs and business owners as well. And it's changed people's lives. Okay, so the more that you understand yourself, the more that you understand other people, and then your leadership's going to go up, your communication's going to go up, your income's going to go up, everything in your life, your health is going to get better, everything's going to get better in your life. And people are going to start looking at you and looking towards you even more than they are if they aren't, or if they are, if they're not, they will, because of this concept. So join my groups where you can get more information about this. I hope you enjoyed this, the Stickperson demonstration. I hope you enjoyed the mental faculties. I want you to concentrate on using your imagination today in the way that you want. And I will see you next time as well. Enjoy the day.